everyone, my name is Taylor Knapp. This is my persuasive speech on organ donation. Have you ever had to wait for something you really wanted or something you really needed in order to live? Let's stop and think for a few seconds. What do you really need in order to live? According to Donate Life 2018, 115,000 men, women, and children await life-saving organ transplants. Even the largest football stadium in the United States could not fit the number of patients on the national transplant waiting list. Every 10 minutes, another person is added to the national transplant waiting list. 8,000 deaths occur every year in the United States, and 22 people die each day because organs are not donated in time. Being an organ donor allows for one person to save 8 different lives. Think of that. You can save 8 lives just by signing up to be an organ donor. One of the thousands of men, women, and children on the national transplant waiting list could be someone you know or love. Being an organ donor can save so many lives with the help of just you. Throughout my speech, I will be discussing 3 main points. I will first discuss the need for organ donation, and second, I will review how you yourself can become an organ donor, and lastly, I will explain how being an organ donor benefits the recipients. Unfortunately, the lack of organ donation can cost a life. Let's begin by looking at the need for organ donation. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services states that the need is in many organs and tissues such as the lungs, liver, kidneys, corneas, and blood vessels. A new name is added to the national transplant waiting list every 10 minutes, which means 6 new people are added in just 1 hour. Think about that. 6 people added in just 60 minutes. That is 6 new people added to the national transplant waiting list in the time that it takes me to drive to school. The reason for this shortage of organs is that there are only an average of 5,000 donors nationally per year. The National Foundation of Transplant states that 95% of Americans are in favor of being an organ donor, but only 58% are actually registered to be an organ donor. To fight this issue, we need more people willing to become organ donors. Regarding University of Otago 2015, to be an organ donor, you can sign up online or in person at your local motor vehicle department. Those 115,000 people on the national transplant waiting list doesn't compare to the 58% of Americans that are registered to be an organ donor. For every 13 donors, 104 lives can be saved according to the National Foundation for Transplants. If we use this solution, our future can look like this amazing story about a mother and daughter who received the precious gift of being an organ donor and recipient. Clarissa was always tired as a child and never knew why until her physical therapist told her she showed signs of kidney damage. It was later determined that one of her kidneys stopped growing at 6 months old and the other was failing. That's when her mother volunteered to donate her kidney to her daughter, according to the National Foundation for Transplants. The consequences of not being an organ donor results in the incredible shortage of organs and allows for the transplant waiting list to continue to grow. With you not being an organ donor is when the problem first arises. Today we learned the value of being an organ donor and the incredible gift it allows someone to receive. I first discussed the need for organ donation. Second, I reviewed how to become an organ donor, and lastly, I explained how becoming an organ donor benefits the recipients. As you can see, being an organ donor can save so many lives. Just you alone can save 8 different lives. That's 8 people who have the opportunity to live a longer, healthier life because of you. For those of you who have not considered, I hope this changes your mind and you realize the impact it has on the recipients. Thanks for watching.